Hey, hi, we are on the question set 23. So here's the first one. What is the lowest mark obtained for singular subject in the first term? So we had to mention the subject, we had to mention the term, and we had to get the lowest mark obtained. So I'm going to use the Heidi SQL application for that. So we need to get the singular marks, right? Not Yeah, you need to get the singular marks, single subjects, and the first term. So how can we do that? In this case we can use a subquery. So first of all, I'm going to work from the student exam mark record. So I'm going to say select all from exam db is the database, and the database table name is student exam mark record, and where the subject id is equal to subject id, the singular literature subject id. For that I need to use a subquery. So I'm going to say where select uh, select the subject id from the subject table. So I'm going to say subject table subject id from exam mark db's subject table, right? And I'm going to search by the subject name. So I'm going to subject name is subject name is singular literature, right? So let's get the singular literature, let's paste it over here, and now you get the result for only singular subject. You can see here this is the id for singular subject. And also we had to mention the term. So I'm going to say and subject, sorry, student exam mark records exam term id. So also I have write a subquery. So I'm going to select the subquery. Subquery will be written from the exam term table. So the exam term tables term id is what I'm looking for, and it's from the exam mark db's exam term table, and where the exam mark term name. So it is the first term, I guess. Now we will get only answer. We will get the answer only that has the term as 1, the subject id as 3, and now we have the row. Now we have the details. Now we can simply say the minimum mark from the student exam mark record. So I'm going to student exam mark record db is minimum value of mark column. If I execute, I'll get s like this. This is the minimum mark that obtained for single subject in the term 1, right? I think it is the one. So we can move on to the second one, and I'll see you in the second one. So the second one is find all the details of the student who got the lowest marks in the first term singular subject. Okay, okay, so we need the students details and of we need the student who got the lowest marks in the first term in singular subject. So we can use the same query, or we can use another method. Let's see. For this second question, this query will be used. So I'm going to say this as comment, and after that I'm going to join the tables. For this I'm going to use inner join queries. So I'm going to select all from student exam mark db student, and I'm going to inner join the student exam mark db, student exam mark record, and it will be matched with student exam mark records index number. It will be matched with the student index number in the student table. So student tables index number. If you execute the query, you will get an answer like this. This one, you can see here we got every answer, and now it has the student details also. And now what I'm going to do here is what is we need. So we need all the details of the student. So I'm going to get all the details of the student from the student table. First of all, student dot first name, and student dot last name, and student dot index number, and uh, students gender, and students contact number as well. And also I need the students class ID. For that I don't need the class ID, I need the class name. For that I need another join query to join the class, so I can get the class name, the class what we have in the class table. Let's look at it real quick. Yeah, we need the class name. So I'm going to inner join exam mark db's class table with student tables class ID, and I'm going to say, hold on, this has to be, this isn't the right one. So I'm going to say inner join exam mark db's class, and I'm going to match the class tables class ID with student tables class ID, and I need the class name as well. So I'm going to get the class name from the student from the class table. Now we have matched the class, so say class dot class name. Now we will get the answer like this, and we have an error. And let's see what is the error. Line 41. I hope it's what is the issue. Yeah, this needs to be removed from this place, to be placed over here, and we still got the error. Let's remove this and check. We still got the error. I think it is because yeah, you can see here I didn't enter a comma. Yeah, okay, it is a simple mistake, but it still makes a huge impact. So I'm going to say class name. Now we will get the class name as a result. So we have the class name of the student, the first name, last name, index number, and all the details. Now we have to write the condition and we have to write the conditions. So we are good to go with writing the conditions, I guess. Let's see what we need. Yeah, we need the term. So maybe we need the term or we don't need. Let's see. I guess let's add let's add the term table as well. You know what I'm saying. Join the term table. Dot term table. Where is the term? Exam mark term. Yeah, exam mark term on uh, exam mark term, and I'm going to match the term exam terms term ID with the student exam mark records term ID, this one, and I'm going to get the term ID as well. We can get the term ID or we don't need, maybe. So I'm going to get the term ID as a result. So I'm going to say exam term dot term name. Give me the term name as well. So now we will be able to see the term name as well, and you can see here we have the term name, and we can write the condition. I'm going to say where you can just simply get this and paste it over here, but I'm going to write it. So we need the lowest mark, right? So I'm going to say where student exam mark records mark, and inside this we are going to write the subquery that we have wrote earlier. So I'm going to say select the minimum mark in the student marks exam record. So it's a student exam mark records mark from where, and that's where we need to we have to go like this. I would say exam mark where students exam mark subject ID. We had to get the subject ID as well, and also we got the subject ID from this query, using this query, and there's an AND operator, and we got the first term. So it's kind of easy now. So let's say where student exam mark record DB's subject ID is inside this. We have to write a join query, sorry, subquery. It is the subquery for the subject table, so I'm going to select subject dot subject ID from exam mark DB's subject table, and I'm looking by the subject name. So I'm looking by say where subject dot subject name is Sinhala literature. Let's paste it over here. Let's copy and paste the name of the subject, and after that I'm going to say end, and I'm going to say end. Student exam mark record DB's term ID is going to be a subquery, and we are going to get the term ID from the exam term table. So I'm going to select exam dot term ID is what we are getting from the search query. So from exam mark DB's exam term table, we are looking by the term name. So I'm going to say where the exam term table's term name is first term. Now if you execute the query, you will get an answer like this, and it is a one answer. It has to be a one answer, but we got more answers, I mean multiple rows, so we have to figure it out real quick. Okay, let's check it out real quick. So I mean, term name has to be first term, right? It is first term, and why we are getting these kind of answers. Let's see here there is a second term also, and what is the issue? X on exam term, oh yeah, we have to mention we haven't mentioned the term name and the term table we from here, so we only have used the one condition, the mark, so we have to use the other as well. So I'm going to say after this query I'm going to say and the exam term table's term id is, sorry, exam term name is first term, and the subject is subject. I'm going to get the subject from, because we already have joined the book tables. Subject name is singular, literature is the one. I guess we will get the answer now. And we have another issue. Let's see what is the issue. Subject name in where clause. Which one? I cannot see here. Okay, unknown column. It says unknown column in where clause. So let's delete and let's see if we still got the error. No, we not get, yeah, we ain't getting the error. So I'm going to say here I'm going to say where. I'm going to get this. Okay, we are getting an error. So why we are getting this error? I guess you can see here we didn't join the subject table. So for that case I'm going to join the subject table as well. Join the subject table, exam mark db's subject table. Let's take it again. Is there any, we have the, but we are working on the student table, right? We join the exam mark record, class, term, and now we are joining the subject table. So on the student mark records, subject id is going to be matched with subject tables subject id. Now we can get the answer. Yeah, we have only one answer, you can see, and it is not accurate because we haven't mentioned the term. There can be if there is any high marks. Did we mention the term? No, not yet. So I'm going to mention the term as well. So I'm going to term, the exam term dot exam term name is first term. Now this would be more accurate. Yeah. So I guess this is the answer, and we can move on to the third one, and I'll see you in the third one. And now we are on the third one. It is, what is the lowest mark obtained in the second term science subject? So what is the lowest mark obtained in the second term of science subject is the same as the first one. we just have to do some little, you know, is same as the first one. So I'm going to say, so I'm going to get the I'm going to use the join query, or we can use the, let's see how we can do this. I'm going to use the same as, I'm going to select minimum student mark record dot mark from exam mark db's exam mark db's student exam mark record, where the student exam mark records subject id is the subject id that is from the subject subject id. So I'm going to write select the subject dot subject id from the exam mark db's subject table, where subject table subject name is science, like this. If you execute the query, you will get the minimum marks for science, but it's not enough because we have to mention the term name. So I'm going to get the term name from the term table. So select exam dot term id from the table, exam term table, exam mark db is exam term table, where the exam term name, so exam term dot term name is second term. So if you execute the query now, you will get an error. And what is the error? Yeah, I forgot to add this one. Now this is the correct answer. Lowest mark in the for the science subject in the second term, right? Yeah, second term science subject. So we are good to go. We finished the third question. We can move on to the fourth one. So we are on the fourth one. It is what is the minimum mark obtained for the subject of mathematics in the term examination which held on this particular date. So we're gonna get the term from term table using this term exam date, and that is all. It is also the same one, and you can get this term like this. You can just simply paste the date, and you have to change the subject name to mathematics. Just get the subject name from the subject table, and it says null, and it means because we are searching the term name cannot be a date, right? It has to be the term exam date. Now we will get the answer. It's simple as that, but we have to write this query, and I'm going to write the query again just for the testing purposes, not the testing purposes, uh, just for the demonstration. So I'm going to select minimum student exam mark from exam mark DB's student exam mark record, where student exam mark records subject ID, and inside this we are going to write this search query, sorry, the subquery. It is for the subject table, and select the subject table subject ID from the subject table. So from the subject table, where the subject name is subject name is what is the one, mathematics, I guess. And we have to use a AND operator, and the student mark exam mark records term exam. Okay, term ID is inside this. I'm going to write another subquery. It is for select, it is for the term ID, and I'm going to get the term ID from the term table. So I will say exam term ID from the exam mark DB's term table, and there exam term name, not the name, term date, exam date is this one. So yeah, this is the, I guess this is the answer for the fourth one, and pretty much it. We can move on to the fifth one, and I'll see you in the fifth one. Hey, what's up guys? So we are on the fifth question of question set 23, and it is find all the details of the student who obtained the minimum mark obtained for the subject of mathematics in the term examination held on 20 and this particular date. It means find the details of the all of the details of the student who obtained minimum mark obtained for subject mathematics. So it's also kind of same to the second one, and in this case we need the second we need the student details. That's all we need. So I'm gonna say select all from exam marks DB's exam term, sorry, student table, and I'm going to inner join or other tables. So I'm going to say student exam mark record dot now go to inner join the inner student exam mark records index number with student tables index number. Also I'm going to inner join the term table with I'm going to inner join the exam terms tables exam term ID with the student exam mark records term ID. Also, I'm going to initialize the subject tables. I'm going to join the subject table. Subject tables subject ID with dot subject ID subject ID with student exam mark records subject ID. So I have joined the subject table, and I'm going to join the what else I need to join. Yeah, that's all we have to join. And now we can write the conditions. Let's check the what we have. So so now we have all the table, all the columns that we need. So we have the subject table, term table, and the record table, and the student table. So we can just simply write down this query. It will just get us the but I'm going to write it anyway. So I'm going to say where what else we need. We need the marks, right? So we need the marks, so it is from student table, student exam mark record table dot mark in. So this is where we write our subquery. So I'm going to say select anyone the student exam mark records mark table from the exam mark babies student mark record table. And we have to mention conditions where, and you can see here we use subject ID and the term ID. So where student mark records subject ID is, we have to write another subquery inside this. So this subquery will be for the subject table. So select subject tables subject ID from the subject table dot subject table where the subject table's subject name is I think it's which term. There is no term, we have to mention the date. So I'm going to copy this date and I'm going to say subject name is I guess hold on, mathematics. So subject name is mathematics. So and after that I'm going to we need another one is term ID. So and I'm going to say where student exam mark records term ID is from the term table. So we're going to term ID from the term table. So exam mark, exam term, exam terms, exam term ID, and exam term ID from exam mark DB's exam term table, where the exam term table's date is this one. We have from the question this particular date we are looking for. So, and I guess that's all. Find all the year student who obtain minimum mark up for the subject of mathematics. So that's all. And we have issue, sorry, mathematics, the date for a slight mistake. I think now we are good to go. And yeah, this is the one who got the least amount of marks, minimum mark for the first term, not this date, for this particular date, and the subject is mathematics. And what else we need? We need all the details of the student. So in this case, we need the class name, we need the class table. So because in the student table there is only class ID, we need the class name. So I'm going to join class name also. So I'm going to say join exam mark TV's class, and on it is going to be join the student tables class ID with class tables class ID. And now we don't need the all the columns that we have got as a result. We just need the students details. So I'm going to say students first name, students last name, and the students gender, and students contact number, and the class tables class name. That's all we need, and we are good to go. And this one, he is the one who got minimum marks for the first that date on the for the math subject. Yeah, and we have finished the fifth question, and that's all for the question set 23, and I'll see you in the question set 24.